Six, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hey, CZ, how you going?
Hi, how are you doing? Lovely
Yeah,
Friday, or for you, Sunday?
Saturday, doing well, doing well. What's happening in your neck of the woods?
Staying busy, living the dream, and yeah, just having a cocktail because it's that time.
Yeah, beautiful.
I have a special guest right here. This is my
Oh,
special
what's
guest.
his name?
Oh, her. She's a her.
Oh, what's
Um,
her name?
her name is Mancina.
Oh, very nice. She's adorable. And
She's
hey,
fabulous.
welcome everyone to another show. Thanks for joining us today. So good to see you all. And hope the bear market's treating you all well. We've got some lovely ladies joining us today. So I won't wait any longer. I'll bring some up. Hey, Lindsay, how you going?
Good. I was looking down at my coffee going, oh man, there's not enough in there. That was hey,
What's happening?
Sammy, I miss your face. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. I'm well, thank you. And always miss your gorgeous face. And I know you've been a busy lady doing lots of cool stuff.
Yes, actually, I was busy hoeing today in the garden. Lost a couple of,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah, cool. Yeah, you look like you got a bit of color.
Oh, yes, I am very Nordic and very Nordic blood. And so I burn quite easily in the sun, my sweet fair skin. But anyway,
No-
Susie, it's gorgeous to see you. You look nice and tan, and I'm loving that too.
Oh,
Oh,
thanks. This is
thank
all fake. It's cold
you.
here.
Thank you.
You always look good.
So what was going on in New York, girl?
It was the kickoff of NFT NYC, and we are Genesis key holders, and that's part of NFT.com. And so we were invited to a private event where we got to mingle with some community members and some members of the community that are also in the ecosystem and HBAR and what they're doing. And so we got in, and I had my Suzanne's art on front and center, pulse chain,
Aw.
and my hex and pulse chain shoes on. And in front of the step and repeat, they did like a short video, and they were filming all around. And they did like stills of us and stuff. And they all thought that the logo was their logo because they're so similar in color, like that poppy, like beautiful color. So none of my pictures kind of popped up like in popular places, but I'm working on getting Pulse Chain out there all the time. So hard for everybody. Like, I'm doing it, guys. Like, I walked around New York City for hours blinging in the sun. So happy to bring it around. Excited.
And did you
Yeah.
meet anyone crypto famous, Lindsay, when you went over there?
I kind of did, but I'll never tell because it's weird. I don't know. No, it was so cool to go out. It was like going to my first Hex conference but this time I've actually seen their faces. When I went out to the first Hex conference, I'd never seen anyone's face and I only knew their voices. And so we walked into like a nightclub situation, and all I could hear, I was like, Wales is here. Where is he? So it was like, that was kind of cool. This time I got to see their face and like put them together. And so many people are the same on stream as they were in real life. And then some people that I met that I would not have expected to come across so fast in my career. They're also the same in person, which gives me like such bullish hope on crypto and everything behind it, because these are people that are in position of power to make change. And oh man, I got chills. So
That's
yeah.
awesome. That's awesome. All right, let's bring on another guest. Hey, Jack Hexagon, how you going?
Hey, how's it going?
Good. What's happening in your world?
Housework.
Mhm.
Getting ready to put our house on the market. So, yeah, we've been pretty busy.
Yeah, love that T-shirt, Jack.
Thanks. That's one of Hex merches.
That's awesome.
Hex.com.
That's really cool. I like that a lot. Is it one of those like breathable like shirts?
Yeah,
You know what
it's
I'm talking about?
really
It looks like
light.
one of those kind of
I
yeah,
love
yeah.
that
That's really
color.
cool.
So I love that color on you.
Thanks.
Mhm.
It looks so good.
So I have
And
a
Jack,
question for you. Sorry, Sammy, go ahead.
oh, you go ahead. You go ahead.
So I kind of have a question for Jacqueline. I was just wondering how your fabulous life is, other than the painting of the house and all that. Like I know that you said you were getting like an RV, and like I kind of wanted to know, like kind of like if you've gone to some cool places already, and you're just kind of taking a break or what.
Well, we plan on doing all that. We're not full time. We're going to go full time RVing here soon. But right now, we decided that we're going to try to put the house on the market while everything's high. And we already had everything packed up to move previously, but we decided to wait. So we're going to put all that in storage, and then we have the camper to go wherever we want. We figure at least maybe 6 months, and we'll see where it go. You know, where we end up. But I think we're going to end up someplace a lot warmer than Minnesota.
Oh, of course.
That's the goal.
That's
Cool.
awesome.
And Jack, you got some other news for us. Before we go into your news, I know you've been doing some exciting stuff as well. We'll just bring on the other ladies.
Yeah.
Hey, how are you?
Hey guys,
Hello.
Good to see you.
you too. I'm so excited to be here with all my favorite ladies.
Oh, well, thanks for coming on. You've been a busy
Yes.
lady too?
Yeah, there's a lot going on, guys.
Yeah.
Just got to hang out. That was really fun in Chicago.
Chicago was awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, I was surprised how many people showed up and from everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know, like Seattle, Cali, everywhere. You know,
Yeah, I think there was
5
like,
hours.
I heard there was like 150 possible people that were there. There was a lot. It was full. There was just so many people. I don't think I got to meet everybody.
Oh no, and Big K's family. I mean, they showed up in huge numbers, all with the Hex merch on. You know, it was cool.
It looked like so much fun. I was watching your stream, like I watched it after it finished, but it just looked amazing. There were so many familiar faces there, and seemed like Big K just went all out for everybody.
Yeah. So
How
many
do you do it? You're Superwoman. Like you need a
This is
cape
true.
immediately, if not sooner. We need Suzanne. No, I know you've got a fashion show coming up. We'll talk about. I'm so excited, but you need
I
a
do
cape.
want a cape. I would love to have a cape. I mean, why not?
I mean, the guys got swords. Why can't we get capes?
Why
Like,
can't we
we
have
need-
capes?
Oh, that's a good idea, Lindsay.
I'm just
Yeah.
saying.
Woman
That's
capes.
true because I can totally see her with the cape. Okay, so the shirt that she has on, right? You put that on the back of the cape, and it would be all blinged out in Suzanne's jewels. Okay, and that would be your cape. Like it would be, but it's a black hexagon underneath it. You know, like
So look, we got the hex, and then we got pulse chain going on here.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love it.
Hey, Jory, how are you?
Hello.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Good. Thanks for joining us. How you been?
Thanks for having me. I've been great. I'm currently in Albania, my country,
Nice.
and yeah, we moved back from Colombia. It's been like 2 weeks since we're here, so trying to onboard my people now here live. How's it going with y'all? I feel so disconnected from you guys because I have not. We have different time zones, so I have been so out of whack, and I missed almost everything what you guys been doing. But I did see Black Mexican's video, and it was great. Thank you for sharing that with us. I was so jealous. I'm like, no, I wish I could be there.
It was fun.
Yeah.
And how's the weather over there in Europe? Are you in summer over there, Jory?
Yeah, it's summer. It's actually been very hot. Today we tried to go to the beach since I'm right by the lake, but we didn't because we're making videos, so we were editing. But yeah, it's actually very, very hot.
Oh, nice. So does yours and the US summer sort of, do you have a summer at the same time? over there?
Yes. Yeah. And we have all 4 seasons here, and the timing is kind of the same. It starts, May, and then it doesn't end until September, and then it starts like kind of having fall weatherish.
Oh yeah, we're in winter now, and it sucks. But so we got another 2 months of this crap. But anyway, it's all good. So, has anyone seen Hex price? It's tanking off its face. The last time I looked, let's have a look. 4.8. We're sitting at 0.48. Which is what we got right down. We'll hang around the 3.3. Did anyone see that?
Yeah.
I mean, not that we tend to look at price over the bear. I don't much, but I've noticed it been tanking over the last 24 to 48 hours, which has been amazing. We'll have a quick look at Bitcoin, see what that's doing. Bitcoin sitting around the 21,000 mark, and Ethereum sitting around the 1,000 mark. So, ladies, what do you think the market's going to do from here? Anyone got any idea? I mean, obviously, Bitcoin's dropped a lot. Hex has dropped, but then gone back a bit. Have we seen the bottom? Are we going up? Is Richard Hart right about seeing 10, 11K? What do you ladies think?
I think it's going to bounce again, maybe. I think it's going to go up for a little bit. Maybe we might hit like 15 cents, 10 cents. And then, it may go down, I think, a little bit. It may even touch 3 cents again, but I think it's going to get bought back up, and then it'll start correcting. Maybe.
Yeah,
Go
that's
back up to 30
interesting
cents.
because that's interesting you say that because I think it's just going to go below a penny.
You think so?
I really do. I think it's going to drop even more.
Well, it could touch.
And then it's going to shoot back. I mean, I get that it's going to shoot back. I really think it's going to go below a penny.
It might.
Yeah.
And that'll be good for everybody that got in whenever it was high.
Yeah. And for Bitcoin, I want it to go down to 9,000 because I want to buy one. I just want one.
Yeah. Remember when we used to be like, I just want one diamond? Now we're like, I just want like one Bitcoin, and then I want to like turn it into more Hex.
Exactly.
No, everybody needs to be accumulating their T shares while the price is low.
Oh, yeah. 100%. This market is going. We're like, well, the market, whole of our markets right now. Well, not all of them. That's not true. The fashion industry is going strong. There's, like there's many markets that are doing well, and then there's gas prices, inflation, all those things that are still taking us for a ride right now. So our markets are continuing to. I think we'll definitely see closer to what Richard was calling out at 11K, like, and that really like that we need that correction. We need that good shakeout because then you can dollar cost average down as you choose and still know that you're getting like beyond prices where you bought into at the same time. So things kind of level out for you.
But it kind of has me worried though with the way that the gas prices and everything are. It's like, do families, can they really afford to like invest right now? So like even it's a good buy-in time right now. It's like, I don't know if people really have that extra money to spare.
You do though. You don't think you do, but there's always a sneaky way. A cold brew is $5.
But now it's actually the perfect time.
Starbucks up are their cigarettes. I mean, look at how much a pack of cigarettes cost. If you took that for the week and put that towards Hex or whatever.
But the good thing is, sorry, Lizzie, go ahead.
No, please.
Well, I was saying the good thing is that the price it's a little low. So even if you invest $50 right now, that will get you at least 1,000 Hex. So it's a little more than what some people might have.
That's
like
true.
you don't really need to have a huge amount. You just need to start. Once you start, then you're gonna.
Oh yeah, and then once PulseChain launches, that'll be a really good thing for everybody with the.
Hey, Representative, how you going?
Friday, thank God.
Yay! How's your day been? Yay!
Oh, cheers to you.
Can I ask you guys a question, just on topic of what we were just discussing? How much of Hex price do you think is based on speculation of when PulseChain will drop? Like how much is this speculation tying to the price?
Good question. Good question, Black Hexagon. So
Yeah.
this is my opinion is, people who like money and want to make money, have a lot of money. If they're going to, basically what they want to pull it in and pull it out. So I think a lot of people, when there's a sniff of hope of that launch, they will chuck in their collateral, they'll double up their coins and then get back out again as quick as they can before, I suppose, the problem, depending on price. That's just my theory. Because I guess, if you put in, some money just recently, probably, a few months ago, 6 months ago, which I did, I bought on day 17, I bought at 40 cents, you'd probably be down. But yeah, I mean, people are still buying at resistance and, trading the market, which Richard says is not a really good thing to do. But that's just my theory. I think a lot of people might just jump in for the fork, but they got to be on the ball. They got to be timing it well, because I don't think it's going to give us a lot of grace. But yeah, everyone else want to say their opinion?
And I even wonder, though, in the past, right? We had dates. We had May 15th, mid-May, and I think that had a lot to do with the pressure, the buy pressure, and why it went up, so much. Where we thought that was like, oh, okay, we've already hit the bottom. Now we're back on track. And then, it doesn't come out. So then it's like a bunch of sell pressure. And people are just playing to see when is that perfect time, to hop back in. I think that's why he's like, I mean, just for lack of a better word, fucking with us. Like the whole, is it going to come out like after the movie, January? Is it ready? Like, who fucking knows at this point, right?
Yeah.
I know exactly. And the thing is, like, May, everyone thought it was going to happen. Like, we all thought May, right? And I don't know, like, for me, I always thought August, but now I'm changing my view to maybe, okay, this is a wild guess, just on speculation. I'm thinking November. If it doesn't launch late November, it's going to be next year. That's just a wild guess.
Yeah, I'm thinking more early first of the year.
That sounds reasonable. And I think that it's going to act like, I think Hex is going to act like the rest of what I expect the financial markets to do when things like this happen. They bounce around the bottom. It goes like this. It doesn't just go down and then go back up. It goes down and then it does this down here for a bit. And then it teases you and then it goes back down and it does this for a little bit. And then it gradually starts to do that again. I just had the strangest conversation today with someone who's about a decade older than me, who was dusting off a tool that they hadn't used since they were an intern in college in the 80s, in order to hedge an interest. Like one of their people's like, oh, we need to lock our interest rate in. And he was like, no. He's like, let's dust off this old thing I haven't used since 1983. And, he's basically going to go to the bond market and buy a put because he's expecting volatility in the rates. It's a large scale real estate investor. As much as everyone thinks they're just going to keep running up and up and up and up, we've got elections coming. There's a variety of reasons why they might not be able to just continue to go up and up and up and up. So it's going to be really interesting. I've been in my field for 25 years and I've never seen this paradigm before. So we're going to be calling the retirees going, hey, what'd you guys do back, when, in between bell bottoms and acid wash jeans?
True. Another theory is, if Richard's going to be right, and I reckon he will be right about that drop. And Jack, I reckon we might see a bounce. Bitcoin is hanging around the 21,000. Hex has had a bounce. I say that, we still could bounce up. But then I reckon that theory of Richard's will come true. We will see some event within the next 12 months, and we will see Bitcoin, the arse fall out of Bitcoin. And then, it usually drags the whole market down. That's when I think we could see a penny Hex. That's just a theory, and that could be, 6 to 12 months away.
Interesting. Do you think that could be tied in with the launch of ETH 2.0, ETH flipping Bitcoin, those kind of
I don't think ETH 2.0 is ever going to launch. ETH 2.0 isn't going to make transactions any cheaper.
No.
So why are they even...
I was thinking too, sorry, Sammy, but I was thinking too with ETH 2.0, what if Richard's waiting for that to launch? Because they were saying, what was it, June or July? I heard
I believe.
rumor. And then, so like if he waited to launch PulseChain later, everybody could see that the gas fees weren't going to change, and then they would hop on board to PulseChain.
But yeah, like how long has they said it's going to happen? Like it's been on the menu for
like 2 years.
Yeah, that's if it ever launches. But that's a good theory. And then, do you think we could get double our coins on ETH 2.0? What we've got in our Ethereum now?
Oh, I think we get a copy. I think that's what my hubby told me. That whenever that launches, we get another copy.
Wow.
You guys know that there are so many people out there outside of the Hex ecosystem or Richard Heart ecosystem. Let's just call it that what it is. Let's just call it what it is, because that's where we are. We're the Richard Heart ecosystem, right? There are so many people like inside of this ecosystem that don't even know what happens with PulseChain. And I mentioned that they're getting a copy of their ERC20. Their minds are like, oof. So.
Well, with the gatekeeping, and then, that makes sense that there wouldn't be that known.
Yeah.
I think what's important is that, it definitely, even after they launch, we shouldn't stop trying to get them to know, because I think competitors are counting on that lack of knowledge, the gatekeeping and everything else to by the way, do you know this is already sitting in your wallet? You just flip your
Yeah.
Don't even know. And there it is.
Listen,
it'll really,
sorry, go ahead. All right. Yeah, well, I don't think they've seen the whole system state be forked again. But Lindsay, I reckon you're right. There's so many people that don't know about this, and there's so much opportunity there. And we've got to keep it. Once it does fork, keep people in the know. I mean, everyone likes free money. We're going to be on a winner. But, we've got the Pulse tour, which I know you guys are waiting on launch. Did you just want to tell us more about that? I know we're all waiting, and obviously dates are depending on launch. So what's going on with the Pulse tour?
All right, so we were actually going to dive into this tomorrow with CZ.
But that's okay. Go ahead. I mean, we can do it twice.
Excuse me. But yeah, the plan has always been I got to get some water, ladies. I'm sorry.
You're all right.
She's so excited she got choked up. We're here for you.
So the plan has always been to wait on PulseChain, right? So my job's a bit complicated in that when Richard said mid-May, then my plan became surrounded around, mid-May, right? We are onboarders. Like at the end of the day, look at what Jury is doing over in Albania. Avid is right there with her. That is our focus. That is what we do. We want to teach people how to use crypto the right way. And so being that we thought that the launch was going to happen, at that time, we were ready to go. We're like, okay, the tour needs to start. We need to start teaching as soon as we have a chain where we can give out PulseX, where we can show people how to use the blockchain and then do a lot of easy transactions, right? Cheap transactions. Since that's not going to happen, we had to think about, the business side, right? What are our focuses, and how does this make sense for us? And so as we discussed it as a team, the only thing that made sense for us was to just completely delay the tour till next year, because we don't know if it's going to come out soon or, like we said, in January. So what we have decided is that the tour will start in next March. So it will start in 2023. And throughout the rest of this year, we're going to go back to doing essentially like a masterclass, like workshops for a set amount of people, where we're not going to stop teaching about Hex, right? Because why have we wasted so much time through this bear where we should be onboarding and giving people the maximum opportunity for massive gains, because we've been so focused on, okay, this is about to happen. Let's try to make sure that people are prepared for this. Look, RG said it best in that one space is we have a product that's ready, that's operating, and that's what we need to be focusing on. And we all need to just put PulseChain out of our brain, you know what I mean? And then just wait for it to happen. So that's what we're going to focus on Hex events through the rest of 2022. And the tour will kick off. And it'll make for easier planning for me. It's great. I have a lot more time, to get things done, to get things organized. But yeah, it doesn't stop. We're still on board.
It's going to be easier getting people into Hex who got after PulseChain. Obviously, with gas prices the way they are, it's just those mum and dad investors, those single parents who might only have $50. I mean, I suppose at the end of the day, you still got to get into Pulse somehow. You know what I mean? Like, you still.
But if I'm comparing us onboarding people into Hex during the tour to right now, it's easier right now. The price of ETH is way down, so that has implications on gas fees as well. So we should be focusing on getting that 100K stakers, right?
Yeah. It's a great opportunity. The prices have really opened up a lot of my conversations again. That and my knowledge has increased from, the last time prices were here when I was like, I had first fallen down the rabbit hole and I'm like, what? Is that a caterpillar or a cat? I have no idea. So it's, now I feel like I can speak to it with some, on a variety of different levels. Whereas before I just sort of understood it esoterically as a financial product. I know so much more and it's such an easier conversation. I'm not like, hang on a second, let me Google that,
Let me find a YouTube channel to watch.
Speaking of that, guys, I wanted to show you my flyers that I'm using here. So I went to a private German school when I was in Albania, and just last week, I actually spoke to the executive director if potentially we can do a workshop, since right now it's an economics university and they have the students there until July. And I wanted to show it to you and give me your feedback. So basically...
Cool. That looks awesome. Maybe you can tweet that out so we can check it out, Jory.
So basically everything is in Albanian, and then I even have, where is it? Right here. Oops. I even have it right here with my link tree where people can find me and everything in Hex in Albanian. So I'm actually so excited, and I've met a lot of people who are already in Hex, which I never would have thought. Yeah. So I'm very excited. As Kaylin was saying, we're definitely just focusing on not thinking about the price or not thinking about PulseChain, although it has been a little hard because people are asking like, hey, when do you think PulseChain will launch? Especially the ones who have sacrificed. But yeah, we're not stopping, that's for sure. And hopefully we'll bring Hex to pumping a little bit with our videos and our, our posts, and hopefully with all the students, because to me, priority is the students, since, I mean, they're the future, so I'm really focusing heavy on them, for them understanding this new technology.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And, I think it is a great time to get into any crypto, I mean, even if we haven't seen the bottom, there's really some good prices out there, especially for Hex, But, I was talking to CZ yesterday, and we were talking about how a few people have over leveraged themselves in regards to sacrificing, and we're doing it a bit tough. And, I just think, first of all, it's on them. Like, this is not on me. It's not on you. It's not on Richard. This is, in crypto, you never put in anything you can't afford to lose. Like, you don't put in for your bills. But secondly, it's always good to budget. If you are trying to put my money in crypto or keep holding on to crypto you got. I mean, I know I budget. And I think people need to hear it. Like, as I said before, I bought Hex at 40 cents. I bought on day 17 at way below a cent. And there's all times you're going to get into the market, but people need to hear that encouragement, especially in a bear market, because it looks like it ain't going nowhere for a long time. And
yeah, a lot of the new people don't know either. They're like, "Oh my God, I bought it high. Is it gonna tank? Like, should I get my money out?" They're just really worried, and I'm like, "No, everything's going down right now. Just hold, and then whenever PulseChain launches, you're gonna get that on, PulseChain. So don't touch it."
And and I want to say something on that too, because yes, as we were talking yesterday, all the stuff that you guys are talking about right now, it's always in my spaces. Like that is why I love spaces, because we all talk about exactly what we're talking about right now, but all day long. And the reason I found passion in it is because of, like, right now it is a bear market. And there are people that are depressed, and there's people that don't know what the heck they just got themselves into. And so there's so many good people, it's not just me. I couldn't do spaces alone. That's not, I consider, like, yes, I'm a host, but that's not my space. That's everybody's space, because everybody has some value that they bring to the table that either lifts people, or we have fun, or it's somebody's like trying to shill something, but at the end of the day, it's like literally the most amazing place to be, especially during the bear market, because people feel like they're lost, or they feel they made a bad decision or whatever. They just need to hear the voices and to lift them back up is what I'm kind of saying. Yeah. So and like what Sammy's saying, like it's like a gamble. You got to know what you put in, because I mean, you don't know. Like, it's a gamble, and I'm just grateful that I have somebody that I live with that really, really knows what he's doing, and teaches me every day. So, because I would probably be that person, I would have threw everything in.
That's so cool.
I would have been homeless right now, probably given a hand job or two just to make ends meet.
We'd all be there.
More cautious one, because my husband wanted to put way more in, and I was like, don't put any, because he had done other cryptos and he had lost, and I'm like,
right,
just put in too much that we are going to need later on.
Right, exactly.
After what we know, we're like, oh man, we should have went in heavy, but if you live your life saying that all the time. You're time everything right. So
exactly. You look at other cryptos and you see how far they go up, and you go, I should have put more in. Even heck, every day I go, I wish I could be retired if I went in harder. But sometimes you just can't afford to do that. If you've got everyday bills, even things cost money, kids cost money, life costs money, and
things come up. They get
market cycle. Moon
cycle. But you heard Richard bought Bitcoin at $30. It went down to $2. This is where we are now. We're at that state of the market. And what does Richard say repeatedly? Who gets rich in crypto? Holders and founders. So we've got to try our best to keep on holding for as long as we can. That's how we're going to make it. We've heard it from the man himself. We just got to hold on. And we can see it happening in the market right now. That scenario.
Yeah.
And markets like these are designed to shake people out. I don't care if it's this market or your blue chip stocks. They're the people who bought Amazon, at its top are shaking just as much as the people that bought Bitcoin at its top. These are all speculative investments. There are no guarantees. Put in what you can afford to forget about for a while. And hope and we'll do your research and do more than hope, right? You can make some educated decisions, but once you're in, just be in, and then go back to what you do and earn more fiat, as fiat's right now the way we buy our groceries and pay our rent, as much as we hate it. One day maybe it'll be Hex. We'll be able to do everything in our favorite crypto. But for right now, we still need to go out there and do what we're going to do. And then, as we're doing this and everyone's tightening reins, we can tighten our own reins and save dry powder to do cool things like, buy as it's bouncing along the bottom, whether that's 3 cents or a penny or 5 cents. We all know it's going to go up. This bear markets don't last forever. Nothing lasts forever, including bull markets, as much as we'd like them to.
That's really good. I love the way you said that, Redbird, because
Well
You're an
said.
experienced lady in finance. You obviously, the field that you work in is in traditional finance, and you can see what happens. You see the people shaking the other people out, and the market trends. And if you got time, anyone can just go and have a look at the historical all-time highs and all-time lows of Bitcoin, Ethereum, and you can see the cycle yourself, and you see it's around a 3 or 4 year cycle. So based on fact, history repeats, and historical data shows that Bitcoin will reach another all-time high in the next bull market. So, no one should be discouraged. This is a time to accumulate. Just don't go in. Don't pay. Make sure you pay those bills, and enough not to worry. And crypto's amazing. I don't know if anyone else follows BitLord. He's an Aussie in Perth. He's a bit of a crazy dude, big crypto dude. Like he was saying this message to his followers. He's got over 100,000 followers. He was saying someone made $6 from SHIB, and I don't promote other coins on this channel, but someone put $6 into SHIB when it first came out and made over $1 billion. I mean,
That's what's getting spun at Macy's. Like SHIB is that coin that you spend. Hex is the coin that you save.
Yeah.
And that's true if they took profits.
Yeah.
If they didn't take profits at that time, then they made it on paper, and then now it's down again on paper. So, I mean, that's another thing. Is as long as we have to operate in fiat, make sure, like, when you have those bull moments, take your money then. It feels a hell of a lot better than having to take it down
definitely.
here.
Yeah, and you might be able to buy whenever it dips again if you took tops.
Yeah, exactly.
Your dad brought up a good point, Redbird.
Hi, Dad. I love Hi, Mom. I know she's there too.
Yeah, they're in the chat. They're so cute. They're supporting you.
That's awesome. But he's got a really good point. So he says, let's all remember this when considering borrowing for crypto. I'm going to stake Pulse on liquid loans, but plan for a 95% drop. And that's it. So if anyone knows what liquid loans is, it's a loan platform with crypto. But if the price drops, you can get liquidated. So it's a bit of a minefield. You have to know what you're doing to do these other kind of things. And that will be on PulseChain, but it's not a Richard Hart project. But I do know people that borrowed money to get into Bitcoin at the all-time high. And that's when a lot of people get in. It's FOMO. And you'll see the FOMO on Hex. Once the price starts going up in Hex like it did last year, you'll see a lot more people. How can I get in? How can I get in? And that's when all the people get in the market, and that pushes the price up, and then it obviously drops. But, I personally would never borrow for money for crypto. Crypto was designed to make a lot of money out of a little. And, you don't have to put a squillion in. If you can make a fair bit of money and put that in during the next cycle, then be patient and wait. Have a 4 or 5 year plan. It's not get rich quick overnight, but crypto is amazing, and it's exactly what Richard says. It's the best performing asset in the entire history of the world. So, my advice would be don't borrow for it. Just dollar cost average in. Be smart about it. Don't over leverage yourself.
Yeah, I
So
love
advice. That's personal opinion.
I love the idea of remembering to, think about it as a 4 or 5 year plan. I mean, the average stake length is 6. So 4 or 5 years looks pretty good on an average stake length of 6. An average stake length of 6 gets you something we've never seen before. I mean, I've never seen that in financial markets. Plotted out the way it is, planned, predictable. I mean, I've never seen a dividend that looked like that. Like, knowing that that's what it was going to be, right? Everyone's like, oh, sure. I mean, some people have realized some great dividends through stocks, but having, thinking on the longer term is very important. You have to have a short game and a long game. Like when it comes to the golf tournament, I'm still like, wish there was a windmill, but because I'm much better at putt than I am a driver. But it comes to go, I'll do both.
What do you guys think about, like, because I know I have it on my Twitter as, I have a lot of friends that like do hair, tattoos, different things, are they own their own business? What do you guys think about people that are small businesses offer, like a way to onboard their employees for Hex for like a 401k for them? Like,
That's a good question.
because like some businesses might not be able to offer like a 401k or something for their employees, but
No,
I think,
especially if you're in the beauty industry.
yeah,
Even because I mean I came from that background, and you don't have insurance, you don't have 401k,
yeah,
you have to figure all that on your own.
yeah.
For onboarding purposes, like with clients, maybe I would just have like your little pamphlet sitting up like where your mirror is, and someone would be like, "What's hex?" And then you'd be like, "Oh, just let me tell you." And then that would be a way to start, like, kind of to start the conversation. I mean, other than that, they just think you're crazy.
Well, I always tell my friends that don't have a 401k, I'm like, maybe you should consider Hex, because like a lot of truck drivers, different people, that don't have that, they own their own truck. To me, that's something that they can rely on in the future. If it's Hex was, at one point 30-40 cents, and maybe they weren't able to accumulate a lot of t-shirts, if they were able to put in like $1,000 or $2,000 at that price, if they let it sit in there for 15 years, that would definitely be their retirement.
Yeah.
I love everything about that idea. I've actually, that's as I'm sitting there, getting my hair done. We all know how long some of these things that we do take. An hour, 2 hours, however long.
I'm on board that does that. If I go get something done, I talk about Hex.
100%, absolutely, yeah. And I've sent, I haven't directly like set them up with. I haven't sat through the whole. I haven't gone crypto Sparbuck on them yet, and like sat there and like set up their staker app and done all that with them. But every time I see them, it's just a little conversation. Here's the link. Oh, here, I'll text you the link. So forth and so on. And
I helped a friend of mine. She's an older lady. She's retiring this year, and she has plenty of retirement. But her worry was she wasn't able to. She was afraid she wouldn't be able to afford her health care. So I onboarded her to Hex, and she put in a little bit of money, and I told her, Beth, just put that in there for a little bit, let it set. If you ever needed it for your health care, that's your backup plan. And she does stocks and all that other stuff too. So I onboarded her to that.
We've got a question, ladies, and this is basically on subject. It's from Adnan Baramaliu. Hope I pronounced that right. Hello and welcome. He says, how can I utilize Hex in my restaurant? So, which would be very similar to the beauty salons, I suppose. What do you ladies reckon about that?
You own a restaurant, have the rights and ability to like change the decor, menus, serving stations.
I think
servers, things like
Mexican that has a food truck and he accepts Hex as a payment.
Wow, that's so cool.
That would be an option, maybe.
I would, open it up to receiving stable coins, like a USDC, for example, would be like a good gateway to get them to onboard them into the Hex, because you're like, not everybody is walking around with Hex in their wallet and they're hungry, right? But if you get them in that, oh, well, what's that? And, on your food truck or your restaurant itself, you have the ability to, as you know, when we all know, working with food, like to dump salt on something too much. But if you just kind of sprinkle it out there, it's tasty and people are interested. So that would be a good way to maybe incorporate food colors in your menu, names in your menu, stuff like that. Educational things like naming pieces of your menu about crypto, like, I don't know, whatever.
That's a great idea.
Ledger pizza logs. I don't know, whatever. But at least it'll start getting people used to the word ledger. It'll start getting people used to the word, fintech and little things. Like, anyway.
I like the idea of like the Hex burger. You like that with fries or without, like Hex burger, the PULSECHAIN chicken sandwich, like, somebody needs to start this idea. I'm not sure talking about utilizing it in his restaurant and having customers, or how to, bring it out to his staff. If it's about bringing it out to your staff, set them up with a staker app, send them a little bit of, you know what I mean? Something to pay the gas.
Yeah.
It's been a long day. And you know, just do a little onboarding session with them, you know, 5-10 at a time in each location. That's what I would do as a small business owner, or what I'd recommend for small business owners to do. Or reach out to a Hexagon. Like that's something like small business is kind of my world. So if anyone's interested in doing something like that, I'd be very curious to have a conversation about how that might work without, you know, obviously interfering with my day gig, which pays my yacht, that pays the rent and everything else.
So I have something to say about that, because again, in my spaces, I hear everything. So we talk about the metaverse, and actually there is a restaurant to be opening in the metaverse, and it's for Hexicans, and you can order a Hex burger. You can order like a Richard Hart freaking energy drink. I mean, like there's gonna be a lot of things in the metaverse. So I'm learning all this too. And by the way, during this bear market, I will just say too, this stuff is so creative to me that just keeps your mind, so like, just wondering like endlessly with like all the NFTs, all the stuff that, you know, all the artists are bringing into the table, which is really huge right now too. And that's what I'm learning too. I'm like learning a lot about NFTs. And I know like Lindsay, you were in New York for that NFT NYC. I literally sat in a whole like, you know, space. It wasn't even mine, just listening to them talk. And then they talk about the metaverse and all the stuff. And it's so crazy. Like, guys, you have no idea how fucking nuts the metaverse is. Like what you can own, a piece of property, you can have houses. Like, I mean, like even, you know, Black Hexagon was on with Power City when I had them on my space, and they were literally talking also with some of the metaverse as well. Like you can have like little houses, you can have properties, you can have like all this stuff, and you can get paid in Hex or pay people. Like it's just crazy. So yeah, there's that too. Bear market, lots of stuff.
That's amazing. And DJ Paulie Wood reckons he owns a lot of property in the metaverse.
Yes. And you know who I follow in the metaverse as well is speaking of DJs, Cryptomatic. Like I go watch his Tuesday freaking DJ show, and if you haven't seen that, please go watch it. It's so cool. And then you become an avatar inside of this metaverse. I was an ugly avatar. I was like this huge gorilla with like, I don't know, crab hands. And I don't know what it was, but I kept messaging going, can you please change my avatar? And he was like, I can't. And I was like the biggest avatar there. And I was just dancing in this like disco, and I was stepping on people and bouncing on them. I'm like, of course, I'm the biggest person in here. But it was my first experience in doing that. And it was so much fun. I mean, I wouldn't want to live in the metaverse because I think that's kind of weird. You know, you got to have like real life, but it's just fun. You know,
it's
fun
a hard
just
place to get
have
a
the
meal.
time. What?
It's a hard place to get a meal.
A real meal, yeah, for real.
So you know, in regards to metaverse, and I know Richard doesn't believe in the metaverse.
No, he does.
He's got, and I respect that. But does anyone know about Decentraland and other platforms and how they probably arose probably about 10 to 20 years ago, how these virtual cities and places, you know, they evolved. And I remember hearing about it through someone that they could buy property and it turned into real money. And that's one of the reasons I was interested in cryptocurrency. It sort of thought, well, this person's making money off virtual property. And then you would think, well, why would people want to live in this space and pay real money for things like this? And then when I was told, it was basically, you know, so say someone had lost a child, some people would have a metaverse child, and they'd stay in the metaverse with this virtual child. And or if you had a bad breakup with your partner, they'd have a partner. And, you know, so it kind of makes sense. I don't think it's all bad. And there's definitely money to be made. I mean, I don't know about the metaverse, and I suppose we'll know more when it comes out, but it's quite an interesting theory of what actually happens there. And the fact that you can make money, like DJ Paulie Wood, he knows what's going on.
Yeah, he does.
It seems like a natural progression from gaming, though, right? Like if you think about some of the games that are most
Grand Theft
addictive,
Auto
like Grand
is
Theft,
what I
like the
remember.
Sims game back in the day. That was
Yeah.
like building a home. Even like the game that my son plays, Roblox. You get better in the game by acquiring digital assets, right? Like
Oh.
that's how they make money. That's how they get the kids, the skins, right? In the shooting games. That's how they keep the people interested in it. And so it was only to me a natural progression that it would move into the crypto space, because it is, internet technology, and everyone is always trying to figure out a way to make money sense.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. I think in crypto, you'll find a lot of us are wheeling dealers. We like a bit of a side hustle. And what's really exciting about that, when PulseChain comes out, we'll have all this really smart dudes coming out and ladies telling us all about, is it the best? What's the best strategy? Is staking Hex still the most profitable? Is farming PulseX going to be better, or delegating our PulseChain? So, when it starts, we will get all that information and we'll be able to see from what others are doing on, what's available and where the money is,
And that's actually something that, for people who are still working, to consider. Like, it's something that I've thought about. Like, when PulseChain launches, there's some stuff that can be done on testnet, but not everything. And it's not real numbers. Like, we have no idea what anything is going to look like. But so one of the things I'm actually already planning for is, making sure that I have my time off saved. So when it does launch, so I can get in there and play around on it, like in real time, in real life, and see what can be done. And I'm probably going to set that up for just a week where I can dedicate, it's still my work brain, just working on something different. And maybe that's, what enables me to do something, more like, I actually do enjoy what I do. You can't do something for 25, at least I can't do something for 25 years without getting some satisfaction out of it. Some people can work just for money, and I've never been wired that way. But it'd be interesting to see if I can make that transition. So I am actually, shoring up PTO.
Yeah. Well, I totally agree. I figure at the time when Hex launched, I was heavily involved in my work and trying to do well. And I was a team player in my team at work at the time. But I really think, considering going back now, if I go back in time, my focus would be T-shares and Hex rather than putting so much effort into my work, because I'd be in a much better position today. But even though through this bear market, I am trying to focus on my work at the moment, I'm still, in my heart, I know crypto is my passion. And you know what? When you're working for the man, you're making them money. You're a front line for their business. I want to be making money for me and my family and my friends. And so, what about? Does anyone feel like Redbirds, when PulseChain launches, they want to have that extra time to jump in there, have a play around the test net, do some really cool stuff? Does anyone feel the same? They need that time just for Pulse launch?
I think that's such a clever strategy and idea to put in play. Having that plan in place is everything. Then you're prepared and you're not panicking. You're not selling out of fear. You're not trading. There's no rush. You've got a plan, and whatever happens, you can pivot. Because I know Robin's like ready. She could do that.
Well, it's just it gives me options, and making a plan now to think about, that I'm still, obviously I was late today because it's Friday and I still have a day gig, so the man needed me to stay a little bit longer, and the man I work for is not that bad, so I did it, and my clients definitely are amazing. So but at the end of the day, understanding that, I'm putting in extra effort now. And I'm thinking about, as I'm having conversations, especially if I'm having conversations about taking on more responsibility, I'm doing some really deep analysis on that. It's like, is that where I want to put my focus? Or do I want to take that extra bandwidth that I would use work brain wise and stick it into these assets versus that situation? So, when considering taking on more responsibility to get more fiat today, these are the things that I would recommend that, people who are having those situations in their career, who are fortunate to have the situations in their career in a bear market, really think about, where's the most stable place? Is it a step up, or, is it more stable at cog level, for lack of a better description?
Yeah. Well,
So just by the way, I'm stealing Robin, and we're actually going on a vacation together in August. So we can just sit. Should I tell? Yeah, we're going to Tulum, Mexico. I'm just going to say it. And we're going to just sit on the beach and just talk about our dreams with a margarita.
Oh,
I
sounds
mean,
awesome.
we thought that Pulse might have launched by this time, but you know what? It doesn't matter. So we're just going to go hang out and be girls and talk about our stuff in the sand. Because honestly, me, I'm a big dreamer anyway. And I've always been a big person about dream boards, and that's called goals. But, sometimes goals are hard to meet. A dream board looks a little different. So I have so many dreams when this launch happens. And the first one is that my husband retire. And that's like my most important dream for me and him. And because it's endless after that. But with that being said, I mean, like, I just want to say, because Robin is now actually one of my best friends, and it's just so funny. So like, I get to like hang out with her. Like, I'm almost like getting teary eyed because it's so important. Because like, honestly, like, it's so important to have these relationships. And so I just want to sit in the sand with her and actually talk our future dream, like just planning smart. You know what I mean? That's kind of where I was
amazing. You ladies, you're gonna have an awesome time. But tell me, Mexico, is that dangerous to go over there? I know that just by people that I know have gone over there and been robbed and stuff. I know it's not the safest
You
place.
can't just be gaudy. You can't be wearing like, you can't look like Richard or on the beach, because you're gonna get ganked. It is what it is. I mean, yeah, you just gotta look simple, and where we're going is pretty popular with tourists and stuff like that. So it'll be amazing. So I'm looking forward to that, because it'll be like a couple of weeks before PulseCon. So it'll kind of be like our relaxation before the like everything getting crazy. So
I'm still coffee here. I hope you guys have fun, and I will catch everybody in chat.
All right, you're getting back to your painting, are you?
Yeah. Oh, you're leaving. I didn't hear you at first. I'm sorry, you cut out. I didn't hear you. I thought you were like, I'll see you in Tulum. And then I was like, you're like, I'll see you in chat. And I'm like,
yeah.
Okay.
Awesome, Jack. Thanks for coming. Take care. We'll see you soon.
All right, you guys.
Bye, Jack.
Bye, honey. Good luck with everything.
Thank you.
Isn't it so amazing that now you can actually choose your friends? Because you can decide who wants to be your friend versus before. Or, I mean, even if you're working, you're kind of a little forced to be around people that might not be in the same frequency as you. I just love it now.
Yeah, you're right, Jory. And I think, I mean, like, okay, so some of you don't know, but I've have a relationship with Jory. Like, when they came here, she stayed at my house, and I, had great conversations over coffee and just hanging out with her in the morning. And it's very important to have like-minded people and to hang out and just enjoy life with. And this is our life. I mean, like, literally, if you think about it, we're staying for 15 years together, or, whatever. I mean, we're going to be in each other's lives. So why not connect and make those relationships, those trustworthy relationships that are everything. Because I mean, you can't get better than this. And I honestly would say, because I have friends outside of here, and they're just kind of, now I dropped into the acquaintance kind of situation status. They're not even, they're like, let's go out and hang out. Woohoo, let's go. And I'm like, no, I'm going on spaces with my real people. And I'm like, they're like, what the hell is wrong with you? What is a space? Like, what? You're like dissing us just to be in a space. Yeah, I am. Why? Because people matter, and they're more my friends than you ever have been. And I have relationships with these people for like years.
But Susie, also you got something in common with us and the other people you're talking to in space. And always, like, if you mention ERC 20 coin to your beautiful friends that you've already got, they won't know what you're talking about. Right. But if you mention it to us, we're on the same page. And that's what we got in common. And that's why I think we all get along. plus it is like a bit of a buffet because you've got people from all around the world and you can pick and choose. And at any time of day, there's someone hanging around. It's fantastic. I love it. I love that part of it. I embrace that part of it. And that's, I suppose Ladies Discourse. I've met so many lovely people, ladies on the show from all around the world. And
I know this is Ladies Discourse, but I also want to give like some shout outs to some of our amazing guys because like honestly, I mean, like I've learned so much from them and became good, friends and have relationships with them as well when it comes into my spaces and stuff. They're just amazing. They're family. Like some of them I call my brothers now. I'm like my brother from another mother, and I have one in Australia and I have like I got in Australia. I'm like, who would have known? And then of course, some local people. So yeah, I mean, like it's a family for real. And I'm just so blessed to be here, honestly.
Absolutely.
By the way, guys, when I stayed at their house, it was the best time. I mean, I knew people from Texas were nice, but I truly understood what they meant until I went to their house. So I'm very grateful for that, for you and your husband, for sure. I mean,
yeah. And it was amazing. And she's so like, she was on my page the whole time. I was like, oh shit, I haven't met anybody like you in a long time. Like it was just so weird, the connection. So yeah, it's so bizarre. But
and I don't mean to forget our guys because it's great to see the guys and I love the guys.
Yeah. You have to let them in.
But the ladies, I feel really connected to them also because I have a lot to do in their chats and also streaming a lot. And talk on the phone. Guys aren't big talkers, apart from spaces. Even I don't know, they're just. I think women, to me, like to communicate more and are on my level. But yeah, I can't wait. So I saw when Black Hexagon was in Chicago, seeing all the OG boys, all the Hex OG, like I was just like, oh my God, I want to be there, all the Hexagon guys that I've seen for 2 years, on every stream. I was just like, oh my God, I want to be there, But that's coming. But Caesar, that's a really good point. When you're talking about, dreams and storyboards and those vision boards you can have, it's funny because before I actually started watching Richard Hart get into crypto, I was watching a lot of things about the universe and Esther Abraham Hicks type stuff, which is similar to Secret. I don't know if you've ever seen her storyboards, vision boards, just connecting with the universe and believing in abundance. And it's funny because when I started all this, that's when I came into crypto. So yeah, I think it's really connected. I think it's definitely
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, you go.
We call that like law of attraction. Like it's like whatever, like you put out there and you receive it. And honestly, we live that. Like it just happens for us. Like, I mean, literally, we were on Black Hexagon show, and he was explaining how he thought in the universe he was going to find me, and I always thought that I'd find him, and I always put that out there, and it happened. So the same with our like lives now. But what I do want to say on that, and I don't want to like hog up the space, but my dream board got different after the inflation and everything that happened, because my dream board was like, I'm going to go to the Louis store because I'm sorry, I'm not Richard Hart. Okay. I love Louis before he did. Okay. So I always had like, okay, I'm going to get this Louis, this, because they would come out. I'm like, okay, I had them tagged. I knew exactly which ones I was going to go get. Right. And then, beyond that, just like, having my backyard done and everything that I wanted to do. And now it just looks different. Now it's kind of like, okay, the first thing we're going to do is go buy a bunch of land. And the other thing is we're going to go buy an RV, because these are the things that are important, because we don't know what the hell is going to happen on our planet. And these are like more important. I want to learn to grow food, like vegetables. Like I want to take classes. I want to get a freaking greenhouse. I'm like, things just like different. Not even a Louis Vuitton anymore. And I'm like, I mean, I will still get one of those, but that's not my first thing. Okay. So, but no, like it just looks different. Like you would just think all these dreams on your board are going to come true one day. And now it's kind of like, oh, wait, it just kind of looks different now because of everything that's going on around us. So, yeah.
Being able to change your dream is such a powerful tool, and being able to, it really is. Like a lot of people are like, bear markets come along and they're devastated because they're not going to be able to buy the Louis in a couple of months, instead of just changing, like what is it that symbolized, that was going to bring you happiness, and
Right.
what else because there's probably more than one option. Like most things that you think are going to, bring you great joy, there's probably multiple answers to that question. And bear markets are a great time for realizing that, there are, 4 paths to happiness instead of just one, or 4 paths to that same feeling than just one. So I think that's it's a good tool, and it's not something that you see a lot, especially in adults of a certain age, as Christy and I are pretty close in that certain age range. We get slower to change as you get older, and it's one of the reasons why I'm grateful for Hex 19 and Mom 19. Is I've never met people so like willing to just be like, oh, something's changed, okay, we're going this way now, and doing it and making it fun. Like, one of the things I do at work, which is one of the reasons why I'm, as people want me to take on more responsibility, I'm usually reticent to do it. I'm an explorer. Like, I'm the person who's like, oh, we've done a new thing, over here, we think it's going to work out this way. And I'll jump in there and I'll Lewis and Clark the dang thing. Well, that doesn't make for good management. It doesn't make for good, like, holding people's hands through human resources. It's a very valuable skill, and it's fun for me. So, that's a different path to, most people in my world are like, got to climb the corporate ladder, got to go up a rung, got to go up a rung. That's not necessarily the only way to be, valuable, successful, make money, and enjoy what you do, So thinking of you taking bear market opportunities to realize there's more than one path to where you want to go, and possibly even where you thought you want to go might not be where you want to go after all.
And that's true. Yeah, for sure.
That's so true. The universe has a way of being like, oh, that's what you wanted. Oh, that's cute. Watch this.
Hold my beer.
So true. Oh my God.
I think I'm the most recent case of that, because I went to pharmacy school and I thought I wanted to do pharmacy until I was like on 4th year, and I'm like, oh my God, this is definitely not what I want to do. So now you have to start thinking again, what is it that you want to do and want to find yourself. So, but I think females will always change for some reason. I don't know. We can never make our mind. So I'm always allowing myself to just, be at that time, whatever I want to learn, and just learn that way. But
it's your superpower.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And our dreams will, and our wants will change, our needs will change, I suppose, like anything in life. But I think that feeling of being connected to the universe and seeing results, that's the most powerful feeling, because you know something's looking after you, and you know that you're on the right path. And I think more than money, more than anything, and the money's just a bonus, but being in connection with the universe and knowing you're on the right path is just absolutely priceless, feeling.
Yeah, collectively speaking, there are so many synchronicities that you hear throughout streams or spaces. It is just so funny how many stories have so many similarities, and that's worth it to go if you're nervous to go to a conference or a meetup. If you live in Chicago and you see the Hexicans are meeting there, don't be intimidated because it's like, oh, the OGs are meeting, get out there and go, because you're going to be welcomed with open arms, right? I mean, I could say that, Kaylin can speak better than that, you were there, but that's what those things are there for. I met Ascended Staker when he came to Albany, came out, drove miles, and he was awesome to hang out. I was so excited to get to meet new people, new faces. But if you don't take the chance to get in your car and make that happen, you're going to miss out. And you need to anchor to something in a bear market. So anchor to the positive aspects of this community. Hop on and listen to things. And if somebody starts doldrumming, that's a great feature that we have. Mute. Bye. Next stream. Find a good one. Yeah. You're out there spreading the good word, and you're going to be spreading it out, internationally now. And here, Kaylin, here you are ready to charge across the country to spread the word. And what awesome faces we have as ambassadors for this. Robin, you're speaking with Well, we always we joke, but we're like Robin is the biggest girl in the big boy club. Like, you know, like Sammy, you are an ambassador for this community, hopping on stream, inviting these women, empowering them and encouraging them, not just to hop on stream, but then that gets the wheels turning of thinking like, okay, what is Maxi? What is liquidity pools? Now, like, what is staking? Now, you know, now these women are doing research into things that we might not necessarily have dabbled ourselves into, you know, and Chrissy, like, you come into these spaces and you create, like, I can only imagine how it feels to be in your home because of the hospitality that you expend in those spaces. Like, wipe your feet before you come to my house. Don't you lift that seat, wash the hands, but like have a good time and relax. What's mine is yours, you know?
Yeah.
Am I wrong?
Oh my God, that's exactly 100%.
No, you're not remotely wrong.
Thank you for the kind words. I love affirmations, and that was very warming. Thank you.
This is 100%. I love every single one of you so much. Like, just I could sit on here for hours with you guys. Like, even in person too. Like, there is a genuine connection. I won't want to like facilitate whatever you guys want to do. I want to like pump you up and lift you up. You can only go further, you know.
I can see I've been there multiple times now, and once on a whim. So, you know, CZ and Jay-Z's home is just a very welcoming place. It is beautiful. And you know, it looks like, you know, you walk in and it looks like a place where you'd be like, don't touch anything, you know, because it's gorgeous. Like, but it's not that way. Like, because the vibe is so, you know, relaxed and like, it's my home here. Sit down. We're going to be here. We're going to be there. We got the fire pit. We got this going on. I'm so grateful to both of them for being my friends, honestly, you know. And then this stuff, this is really cool because I've spent my
this is awesome
life in you know, a very male dominated culture, and I like finance. It's fascinating to me. It's interesting to me, but all my conversations have been with men, you know, because I haven't really. There's just not a ton of women in my industry. There's not a lot of us, and the ones that are there aren't necessarily. It's not a hot. It's a means to an end. It's a fiat means to an end. It's not what it is for me, which is something I'm very passionate about. So finding a community and the female community in crypto, the female community in Hex, has been game changing for me. This is the first time I've ever had, you know, conversations, relationships with females who are like-minded, who are interested in finance, who are interested in talking about this. It's ridiculously amazing. And I can't, it sort of feels natural, but at the same time, mind blowing. That's that, you know, Alice down the rabbit hole thing again.
I know, I love it. And can I say something to Lindsay real quick? Because you were giving us all affirmations, and I just want you to know that you are the one that ever made me feel the most comfortable coming in when I used to come in the beginning. Because I think you were the first person that reached out to me, like when I was like a hot mess. Well, there's plenty of times, but but literally you were the one that was like, oh my gosh, you know, like you gave me like the strength to be able to go, you know what, I can do this. And even with our phone calls or whatever you would coach me on, I always felt like you were so real and so kind. And you were just so genuine, and you have a big heart. So I just want you to know, like, I appreciate everything. And I'm so proud of where you've gone with Vibra Finance. Like, you guys have taken off, and it's so awesome. So yeah, you and Adam are a great pair. So just want to say that.
Thank you. Yeah, I am so fortunate, but that's because I stack gratitude daily. Like, that is no joke. I was in a place in my life at one point where I couldn't think of one thing that I was grateful for. I was like, no, I don't want to get up bed. It's cold. Like, I don't want to, you know, all the things that we go through. Daily writing down steps of gratitude in a journal, 5 things. I'm happy for my coffee. I'm happy when, you know, I'm happy for that 5 minutes in the car after I shut the door, after I drop the kids off from school to take a breath, you know, like that's where all that comes from. It comes from finding gratitude for the things around you, then finding things that you're grateful for within yourself. And then that's easy to spread to other people, because I didn't think twice about picking up the phone and saying like, hey, listen, you are a kick-ass strong woman and you have valuable things to say. And nobody's going to hear that message unless you deliver it with your voice. And you have been delivering it with your voice the whole time. So why wouldn't I pick up the phone and be like, hell yes, like you're kicking butt. We need more of that in this world. That's like,
yeah, and Lindsay, you're one of the rock stars of our community. You do so much. You're so beautiful.
I'm here because of you, Sammy, because you extended an umbrella and you were like, come on. And I was like, I don't want to do it. I don't want to. No. And Vibrant Finance. And Adam was like, yes, you are. And I was like, okay.
You're doing nothing but a hardworking blessing for our community. You've done so much. You're always on show. You always encourage others to jump on. You've always got something to say and add to the conversation. You're excited about crypto just as much as we are. And you're a mum. I mean, you know, that's amazing. It's a hard job.
Yeah.
And Sammy, and she does say, I mean, like, we would not all be here. Like, I would not met these girls without you. So, like, you started all this as well. And I just want you to know, I appreciate that. Like, thank you for having us, because I would have never met these ladies.
No, I
even got out there and been able to get on a stream because, you know, I came in a couple of times like a wrecking ball.
We all have. They're all not easy, you know. I mean, Black Hexagon, you know, sometimes you don't feel like streaming, sometimes you do, but it all makes it worth it when you jump on and you say g'day and, you know, all have a chat about what's happening. We're all people. We all got, you know, stuff in common. You know, hey, I just wanted to answer the question. It's quite interesting. Bit Finesse said the sky here looks like a UFO could come down. It's funny because I've actually seen, and I don't know if it's UFO or what.
You have a UFO back there?
Yeah, not for a couple of years ago. I saw one, like something just like come out of the sky, like way down. It was really cool. But yeah, I mean, that's quite off subject. So, you know, I had this dream the other night that I met these hexagons. Like, this was like I was going somewhere in my community, and I met a whole family that had kids wearing hex t-shirts and all this. And I've never bumped into a hexagon in my life. What about you, ladies? Have you ever bumped into any hexagons?
Seen a hexagon in the wild.
My moose, that would be so cool.
The hexagon in the wild.
I know I haven't bumped into a hexagon outside of a hexagon thing, but I know where I'm at that there's a bunch of them, but also where I'm at is tends to be a little bit quiet financially. Not because of a lack of finances, not because of a lack of means, but it's just the culture here. So, but I know I can feel it coming. I can feel that it's like just around the corner. I believe by the end of summer, and ask me in September, by the end of summer, I will have run into a hexagon in the wild.
So I've actually met quite a few hexagons out there, but I think it's a little, you know, skewed because I've always been in like the hex car. So it's easy for somebody to be like, oh shit, the hex car, you must be a hexagon, right? Like, but at my daughter's 16th birthday, we had a sweet 16 for, I actually got trolled in the parking lot from the party because we had the hex car there. And this dude lives in this apartment right across the street. And he's like, hex, hex. He starts screaming. And I'm like, oh, cool, it's a hexagon. And then as soon as he like got my attention and I'm like, oh, you know, hey, he goes, F Richard Hart. And I was like, oh, you bought at 50 cents. And then it was his like girlfriend like comes out on the balcony and like pulls him in. And she's like, I'm sorry. I was like, see, it's always the girl who knows that, you know, hex is good. You're just doing rec pleb shit.
That's awesome. Anyone else seen a hexagon in the wild?
That's hilarious. We got to start hashtagging that.
Hexagon in the wild. Get a selfie with the next hexagon you run into on the street.
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna start hashtagging that.
In the wild.
100%.
We need to trend that. That sounds like fun.
That's a good challenge. We should do it. Hexagon in the wild. If you meet one, I think it's going to be wild for me. But
ladies, sorry to interrupt. I have to go because it's 3:30 here in the morning for me. But before I go, I want to give a shout out to DJ Bomber, I believe he is, because he's saying on the chat that we're not giving him a shout out. So shout out to him. I'm not sure if I'm saying his name right though, but so see you, ladies. Thank
See you in the
for all your
morning.
support. I love you all, and I'll see you so soon.
I'll see you in the morning. Well, actually, I'll hear you in the morning.
Yeah, I'll see you very soon.
Staying up so late for us. We'll see you soon. Have a good rest.
Thank you.
Good
Bye.
night.
And CZ, we do love you too. All these I love CZ. You know, in the chat. We love you. So bright and beautiful. And you've always got something funny to say. And you know, it's just been a pleasure to know you. Since you popped on stream, I think it was right before you had the meet up at your house. It was when we met. And you jumped on a stream, and I instantly felt that connection with you because
thank you.
You're a very good communicator, and you've got a really good personality, and we love you too.
Thank you. And I do want to say I don't want to leave like Black Hexagon out because like her and I now are starting to like really bond. And like, you know, so I don't know if y'all noticed this because I know all you guys on this space I have talked to on the phone. I'm old school. So I'm not a big texter. So I'm constantly like, what's going on? You know, like, so I'm totally old school on that. But I'm glad I do that because I think text kind of, you know, gets misconstrued and, you know, and like whatnot. So like when you're on the phone, you literally like can really talk. So I'm like really excited where my relationship is going with Kaylin.
Awesome.
So yeah, we're really like hitting it
Kayla,
off.
we love you, Kayla. We love,
Yeah, she doesn't get enough credit for everything she does. And I really. And speaking of that, let's talk about her. So with this golf tournament, we're still doing that, right?
Yes.
Okay. So people in the chat, we need donations. Please, please.
My idea, right? Because I really want.
We need donations. Please reach out to either me, Sammy, or Black Hexagon. We need donations for this golf tournament. We don't care if it's $10, $100, fucking $5,000. We'll take it. But we really need it. So please, if you guys can like reach out to one of us and donate for that.
Yeah,
they are so appreciated. You know, a lot of the ladies of Discourse, the ladies of Hex, you know, we are working moms.
Yes.
We are still in that world, you know, saving for college, saving for retirement, you know, saving for, you know, inflation. Wondering if you're in my world, wondering what inflation.
Hold on. I gotta interact real quick.
Oh yeah. It's appreciated.
So Molly the investor thinks I only talk about bondage. Wow. Thank you, Motley. Hold on. I'm just okay. Laughing my ass off.
My husband says all the time, many hands makes light work, right? So we need about $2,000 for the ladies of Hex to be represented at the golf course. Full team, full tinted table, the whole thing, right? So there's multiple ways we can do that. We can get 20 people to give $100. We can give 40 people to give $50, right? Yes. I think, like you said, it's not about like everybody like giving the maximum $500, $100, whatever it is. If we get a bunch of people to give $20, then it's the same thing.
Yeah.
You know, and I get that it can be hard to do crypto transactions when it's a small amount, you know. So that's why me and Sammy were talking about, you know, maybe CZ, you know, we can talk about that, doing like a Cash App where people just send you, you know, the cash payments, and then Sammy collects the crypto payments, you know, and then whatever has to happen. But I would love the ladies to be represented at this event. It's going to be.
Yeah. And with that being said, like, even though it's a bear market, I know people are just hurting and whatnot. And whatever money you have, you want to put in Hex. I get that. But there's also life outside of Hex. Okay. There's golf, and golf is fun. So can we please get some donations? That's all I'm saying. And no, I'm not giving any hand jobs for donations. Do not ask.
Oh, Bummer, Cindy.
And I have to say that, you know,
my hands hurt. They're retired.
Yes. Or exclusively to, you know, someone else.
Oh, yeah, just one other. And it's who you think it is, not that other person.
No.
Hey, I'm just tweeting out now. If anyone wants the link, I'm tweeting out on my Twitter. Sammy Chica, the Hex Ladies. I just quoted that tweet. That's got the address on it, and thank you so much.
Now retweet
For that. It's going to be fun. And Freddie Quotes is filming his music video.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're trying to do a lot of different things. We're trying to have a streaming station set up so that all the different guests can come in and show that they're at the golf course. I think that that's a big part of, like you guys said, how we feel so connected as a community. Like, that's why I hate streaming. I hate selfie stick. You know, but I did the Big K's stream because I knew no one else was going to do it. And I wanted everybody to feel, you know, what it's like to be with other Hexicans, right? Like, I'm not an OG. I didn't know all these people for years. Like, I went to the first stop in Las Vegas, right? Because I was in Las Vegas, not for any huge, you know, people like want to give me credit like, oh, you were so committed, you know, to go to the tour. No, it worked out. I was in Las Vegas and I wanted to support and see Hexicans. So I went, you know, and from being there, I felt the infectious spirit, right? These people are out here like teaching people about Hex for no compensation of their own outside of this eventually will pump all of our bags. You know what I mean? And so just being around Hexicans like makes you like you said, feel a sense of community, like to have a relationship with you now, CZ, that just completely came organically.
Oh
right?
my gosh, yeah.
You and your husband opened up your home to the tour. We threw this like massive meetup where, you know, we might have expected like 20 people, probably got closer to like 100 people. You know what I mean? And the entire time she was just like, oh no, it's fine. So gracious, so warm, to where I then felt like, okay, if there's anything I can ever do to support you back, I want to do that. You know, I hate I mean, it's so cringy to listen to yourself talk, you know, or to watch yourself like on stream, you know, but
I don't even watch myself. I can't.
You know,
I can't even
like,
watch myself. It makes me feel so weird. Like, I'm like, you want to critique everything. You're like, oh my gosh, no. Like, I can't watch myself. I just can't. Now, I watch myself on your show because my husband was on there and I never get to see him on a stream. So I wanted to see it and it was fine, but I was still cringing over myself. Like,
your husband was really good.
Yes, he is. He's a good person.
It was really crazy though to see you guys together, right? Because everybody's like, oh, CZ's the one that does all the talking and, you know, she runs his spaces.
He's getting better though. He's reaching out now. He's on spaces more. And he's interacting more. I mean, like, listen, when he retires, he'll be more involved. He's, you know, he's holding it down.
Yeah.
So, like,
he's got very good knowledge and very a good way of explaining both marriage and relationships and how you should, you know, work to keep your marriage right, how you should treat your lady. Like, that was
the yin and the yang, because it wouldn't work without it. That's for sure. I am way crazy. He's like the mellow one.
I think that the in-person things are really valuable to someone who's wired the way I am. Like, my first experience with Hex was the first Vegas meetup before the tour a year ago. Probably a year ago. Like, it might be a year ago today. I mean, we're like, it's within a couple of days. So like literally 1 year, that was my first experience with, I mean, I'd seen some streams. I was watching them, you know, I had already been involved. I was watching them with Dad from time to time, but it wasn't really a thing until I went to that first meetup. And that was the beginning. That's when I met, you know, Big G and Nessa Blue Jay. And, you know, and then I started to be like, you know, I'm making, there's people here that I'm connecting with genuinely, you know, that I don't work with, that aren't part of my kids' school, that aren't on the soccer team, that aren't like all the other things that dominate my life. And for some reason, we're all motivated to stay connected. All right, well, that's interesting. And then I went to another, you know, I went to the conference, and then, you know, I met Lindsay in person and CZ in person, and then it just exploded. So like the value of PulseCon and the in-person events and this community,
Very valuable.
it's something that's bigger than like I don't have a vision board on my refrigerator or in my office. I hop on planes. You know?
Yes, you do. She hopped on a plane in 4 hours because I told her the Texas meetup was at my house, and that was the second Texas meetup. Okay. I said, she goes, well, I was going to go, visit my parents, but things got, whatever. I'm like, well, just get on a plane and come here. She goes, oh, got it. Okay. Give me a minute. Blah, blah, blah.
No, actually,
she was at our Texas meetup, like right when it was like popping. Like it was like, I could not believe, I was like, okay, that is what I'm talking about. That was so awesome.
I get in my car, I go to the barbecue. Like it's for me, like my vision board is, it's like, okay, what is it that I want to see? What is it that I want to experience? And for me, it's like a picture. Pictures are great, but I prefer like full immersion. So it's X meetups. And actually I told CZ, I'm like, there's no way I can do that. And I'm like, well, have I even looked at like what flight prices are? Do I even know what frequent flyer miles are still like?
But she got on that plane and she was here in 3 hours. Huh? Who does that? Redbird. That's called good training, by the way. You don't just do that without good training.
Oh, I know, right? She's like, I'm doing a thing. I'll tell you later. And next thing I know, it's
like I'm gonna be a little late to the stream, Lindsay. I just did a thing. Like I'll be on there, and it'll be on like 20 minutes late.
That's so awesome.
And you just roll with it. You're like, yep. I mean, honestly, like the path of least resistance is letting go of control, because you can't control anything other than what you are doing or saying, like in that moment. Like,
yeah,
man, like Robin, you inspire me with that, to be like, man, you really, seriously.
I said I can't. The first thing out of my mouth was, I'm like, of course I can't do that. Yes. And then I was like,
don't tell my friend.
Well, why? Like, why? Of course I can't do that. Like, that's one of the things that crypto's taught me. Like, why? Of course I can't. Like, with all the things that they tell you, or we tell ourselves through programming or whatever else that we can't, like, that's why I'm in crypto. Like I'm in legacy. Obviously, I've been in legacy for a long time. Crypto's my now I'm not going to say I can't anymore. I mean, at least double check, and then be like, okay, I've researched this and I can't. But it's not going to be that first, I can't. It's not going to be the first thing that comes out of my mouth ever again. I solemnly swear on this broadcast.
That's so grouse that you can, just get up and leave. I mean, I know you got your kids and you work, your 9 to 5, and then you can just take off. That's amazing, and that freedom to just up and leave is amazing.
Yeah. Well, I use that freedom to fill the vacuum of the fact that I am in a separate household from their dad, and I don't have them with me all the time. Like, that's not an easy transition, but I committed to myself when that was the way it was going to go for my family, that I wasn't going to be unhappy. I was going to do what I could for the benefit of my children to make myself to continue to be productive and be happy. So that when they came back, they didn't get the mom who was like, oh, it's, whatever. Like, it's not who I am anyway. So,
yeah. And, that's the community spirit that I love. I mean, you're really invested in this. And, I mean, all of us here, I know we all speak outside discourse and have our chats, and we're all going to PulseCon, and this is what community spirit is. It doesn't matter that we're in a bear market for the next couple of years, getting together and spending time together and supporting the cause. I think it's amazing, because friendships are a really good part of our social system. And, I love making new friends, and I've always encouraged my children to make new friends and new relationships, because that's what makes the world go round, meeting people, sharing time with people. And I'm so excited about PulseCon. You guys have no idea. So, what else is happening? Obviously, you probably know more than me. We've got the golf day. We've got Freddie Quotes' music video. Got a few parties. CZ, lay it on me. What else is happening at PulseCon?
Okay, we got the golf tournament. We got Freddie Quotes. We have
Can I just
obviously we have Lindsay's brunch with the girly girls, and then we have okay, then with the villain bus tour, Mob Museum. We have Power City, and they're going to be rocking it for DJ Lethal's party as well on the same night. And then we're going to have Zoot Nightclub VIP party, the fashion show for Suzanne, which I'm presenting that, but she's the designer, obviously. And there'll probably be some after parties on that. As of right now, I just reached out to Nagaboo. He's going to get back to me by tomorrow, the next day. He's still looking. I will let you know. I'll get back to you, but tickets will be on sale July 1st. He will have a decision. He's going to Vegas right now to kind of case out some things, trying to figure it out, and then he's going to get back to me and give me that info as well.
Do you know which mansion he decided on? Did he go with the graffiti?
No, I don't even know at this point what, like, literally he wants. I asked him, like, what would the dress attire be? He said probably not like real fancy, maybe bikini, bathing suit attire, or just sundress attire. So that to me seems like it's going to be some kind of really nice, like, pool party or something. But he's going to, like I said, go case out some stuff. So I don't have any details to tell you right now, but I can tell you that the tickets will be out on July 1st, whatever he decides.
Which is interesting because I actually got an email from Eventbrite from Naga. So I think maybe he just put like a little holder in there just so that people will like hold his date. So I think he's like shooting for the 9th. According to Eventbrite, his ticket was like $200, but it definitely said all that information you just said about pool wear, right? Like about it being like,
it's not going to be real fancy, but he's trying to figure it out. And he said he's like, CZ, I promise I will fucking get to you. Okay, I'll tell you. I'm like, okay, because I have people asking me. So yeah. And then so with that being said, I think we're all there's a lot of events happening.
Right. I'm going to speak a little bit more on Freddie's party and his music video, just because it's something that we're doing together. So we're doing the golf tournament. That is all day because we have 2 shotgun starts. We have the 7 a.m. start for like those real golfers. And then at 1:30, that's more of the Vegas crowd, right? You slept in a little bit. You want to come out a little later, hang out, music, drinks, food, all that good stuff. At the 1:30 time is when during some of this few hours is when Freddie is going to shoot his music video. We're also working right now to get, and I won't, expose who it is until we actually get some confirmation, but we're trying to get an exotic car company to come out so that we can do like a little mini car show in the parking lot. We have tons of Hexicans that have their rap vehicles and their supercars, and they like to bring them out. So we're hoping that they'll bring them out to be a part of the golf tournament. Freddie is doing his penthouse party that evening. It's like the after party of the golf tournament music video. And it's possible, it's definitely invite only, but it's possible that you will need to have either a spectator pass or a golf tournament, actually have played at the event to
access pass. Yeah, like an access. Yeah.
Yes, get access to the penthouse party. So this is all things that we are working on, and we will have that information out to you soon. But that will be on the night of Labor Day of the golf
That's going to be pretty cool. And if you didn't go to Freddie Folks' party last time, well, I'm going to tell you right now, it's fun. It's a blast, and they're good hosts. Him and his wife was amazing hostesses with the mostesses, and they were awesome. So yeah.
Oh my gosh, his sister was like right there too. I really like. It was so fun. It was really fun.
Look, I had a scooter in the penthouse with carpet that was 5 freaking inches thick. Okay, try rolling a scooter on carpet that was 5 inches thick. It was
badass.
He's like, beep, beep.
Okay, so I need to show something real quick too. Okay.
Yeah, please tell us about what's happening.
Okay, so I have special announcement. Here we go. Okay, hold on. Let me get the drink. because I'm so excited and nervous all at the same time.
I was playing the finger drums.
Oh, cool. Because I was like doing, I don't even know what this is, band camp.
Yeah, I wasn't actually having a seizure. Nobody don't panic.
Okay, so CZ is going to have her own show, and it's called DeFi Sexy Ladies After Dark with CZ. Hexing me, that's me. Anyway, so it's going to be amazing. I have my amazing producer for the show is Bullish Ox. He is freaking like kicking ass. I mean, it's going to be something different that you guys it's just different. Okay. It's so going to be different. It's going to be, I don't want to give too many details, but it's basically going to be me and about 3 other girls. Excuse me. And we're bringing in an alpha. Each show I'm doing twice a month. We're going to do an alpha of our choice, like a freaking amazing man that we love in this community that has brains and he can play. Because, you know, if you come on my show, beware. So at the end of the day, we're going to put him in a hot seat. It's called the hot seat. So we're going to have him in there and we're going to talk some crypto. We're going to talk some whatever he's into. We're going to have a blast. But that's going to be like for a few seconds. And then we're going to go in and there's going to be sometimes we're going to get into the metaverse where we're going to slip on some avatars and pretend like we're different people when we're talking dirty and naughty. And there's going to be fun games. It's just a little different. Again, it's the bear market. Just keep that in mind. We need different entertainment of different sorts. It's nothing out there right now like that. And it's going to be so much fun. So with that being said, hopefully you guys tune in. I believe we're dropping the first show July 9th. We wanted to get past the holidays and all that stuff. It's going to be just a lot of fun. And not only am I going to reach out to our own Hex community, PULSECON community, but I'm also going to be reaching outside the community because I'm now getting into NFTs. I want to reach out to some, and again, this is about our ladies. Let's raise up the women in our community because there's a lot of swinging sausages. We all know that there's a lot of men streaming. We want more women streaming. And I'm going to bring women in from XRP to Bitcoin, NFTs. Like there's just going to be some freaking amazing girls coming on the show. So just know it's going to be awesome. And
CZ, is it on the Discourse Syndicate, your show?
No. It's just strictly off YouTube.
Okay, so that's on your own.
If you go to DeFi
channel,
it's okay. I think Bullish is in the chat. So DeFi Sexy Ladies.com. It's going to give you all the social media where you can go and you can follow me and you can like get the notifications for YouTube. Please follow. Because again, y'all know I'm not a streamer and I'm new at this and I'm kind of like, oh my God, but I'm just going to do it. Who fucking cares? I'm just me and I'm going to keep it real and we're going to have fun. That's all it is. It's about fun and just giving people opportunities to connect and just, learn from each other. So it's going to be awesome. So again, that's DeFiSexyLadies.com.
Is that it, CZ?
Yes, I believe so. I can't really tell.
I think
and then also there's a sneak peek. So if you click on the DeFiSexyLadies.com, there's a sneak peek of the intro and all the fun stuff that's about to happen. So
did you call it a teaser? Is it a teaser?
Yes, it's a teaser.
Yeah, all right, cool. I found your channel. I'll post a link in the chat.
Thank you guys for your support. It's gonna be fun. And by the way, I'm coming after you to be guest on my show as well.
Absolutely. We're all coming on there. Chat.
Yes.
I was so excited to dive more into the metaverse and like Web3 coming, all this, like that's a different beast. Like what an awesome opportunity to learn more about that. I'm super excited.
Mm-hmm.
And it sounds like fun too, which, learning and fun, count me in.
It's an interesting thing. Like, I've already mentioned that I'm not a vision board person. I like, I like to be able to touch things and taste them. And, I'm real life immersive. So I'm really interested to see, but I see the value of the metaverse. I mean, it's not that, just because I'm wired one way or I'm inclined one way doesn't mean that I'm not, I'm an explorer. So I'm looking forward to seeing what that experience is like for someone like me and then sharing that feedback with others. Like, hey, for someone like me who, is like, if I want to go experience something, I get in my car, I hop on a plane, I do this, I do that, then, this is what I'm observing. Like, maybe a tweak here or a tweak there.
Yeah.
Okay, so Motley just said, okay, DSL makes some sense. Because, okay, so DeFi sexy ladies, if you like narrow it down to where it's shorter, it's DSLs.
Yeah.
We all know what that means, right?
Nope, no idea.
Oh, well,
Oh,
sexy ladies.
Flag
Where's Georgia with the
please tell them
CZ
what a
dictionary?
DSL is.
CZ
Please.
Urban Legend Dictionary.
No,
Georgia.
hold on. Black Texican, tell them what a DSL is. You have to. Come on, girl.
Come on, Lindsay.
I'm looking up Urban Dictionary. I wonder if I could share it.
I mean, I gave you all
dick sucking lips.
Oh, my monitor died. Dang.
Sorry, Dad.
Maybe that's good. No, I won't share that. That'd be filthy. Immediately, if not sooner. Never mind. I'm only kidding. But yeah.
Thanks for your support, Motley. Love
LPDs, right?
Yeah.
Little black dresses.
Awesome. Awesome. So what
Tell
else?
Lauren I said hello, and I'm going to try to get her on my show if she wants to. I really want Lauren to come on. She would be special. She'll be like, no, please don't make me.
Lauren is so cute. I feel like she'd be
adorable. Amazing.
She's so cute. Oh my gosh.
Awesome. So we've got August, you got your holiday. We got PulseCon September. Anything else coming up?
Yes, Viber live stream is going on live tomorrow night at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with market
Viber
news and Hex News and Hex Machina will be there because it's late. Sorry, like Hex Machina knows that I know his name.
Have you got a link, Lindsay, that we can post?
Yep, I'll put it up in the chat.
Who in the hell is steering this thing?
Hey, we're still not, it's only 53. We've got 7 minutes.
Who's steering this ship? What you guys got? What? Look at the HISPA hexes up here. What's going on?
That's my fault. I didn't even notice that. I'm going blind. It was only one available.
What?
You're using somebody else's stream right now.
Oh, shut up. It's okay. We're all wreck plebs here.
We do it every week. Though.
You guys are doing a great job. I love it. All right, you guys finish up. Lovely ladies, I'm sorry to bother you, but yeah, we'll be throwing the effing hangout here in a minute. So.
Yes,
you're pretty.
How are you?
I'm absolutely outstanding. It's Friday night, and love the hangout, and what an awesome week it's been. Price is moving. This is great. So
fabulous.
You got, and CZ, thank you so much for letting me on your Twitter Spaces this week. It's been a lot of fun.
I'm thanking you because listen, you might need my help hosting, but your power is amazing. Like, oh my God, your power is amazing. And like what you bring to the table and the freaking room just gets freaking lit. And there's so much freaking education going around and I freaking love it. The vibe is always good.
You know, and I'm just passionate about what I do. It's not about power. It's just about passion.
I know. Okay, so maybe I should say passion, but it's just like you bring up a lot of power in there is what I mean. So, but it turns into passion. So,
well, I'm going to jump off. You guys finish up your stream. I'm going to go get mine started.
Yeah, we're gonna finish. All right, take care, Captain.
Bye.
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
It's all energy. Like he has that good energy. You know, he's got.
Oh my God. Oh my.
He's amazing.
So you know what he did to me the other day, and it was freaking hilarious. Okay, so first of all, he never really hosts space, so he just messages me and goes, "Can you just help me with the space?" And I'm like, "Sure, no problem. I'll come in." And I was like about to go to bed, but he's like trying to host, but he's having problems with his phone, and he can't freaking connect right. So I pop in and it's like a whole room of people already. I'm like, okay. And then so I'm just a speaker because he doesn't know how to do a co-host or whatnot. And guess who's with me? Rackham. Rackham's the only other speaker too. Okay. And I'm like, hi, And he's like, "Hi, CZ," and I'm like, "I have no idea who you are, and I don't know what to say to you. I'm not prepared for this," and it was so awkward.
Hey,
But he was a gentleman. He was fun, and he was a kind guy, and it was a very good show. So
that's awesome. That's awesome.
There
We've
you
got the roundup from the captain. Let's shield. You want to
Yes.
start from Redbird and go up, and I'll go
love
last.
you guys.
Want to share your Twitter and any YouTube channels you have?
Oh, who me? Oh, hi.
Yeah, we'll start with you.
I'm Redbird1, Redbird10x on Twitter, and that's pretty much it. Except I am a regular on Viber Finance with Lindsay. Love hanging out with Lindsay on Fridays. I'm like CZ. I don't consider myself a streamer. It's just my Zoom call. Just doing a Zoom call with the girls. Like nobody's gonna see. It's all good.
That's exactly it.
So, but we have great conversations. Sammy and Lindsay with the deer the other day, like that blew my mind and was so much
That
fun.
was amazing. That was amazing.
Yeah. I was hoping to get a moose, but and I was hoping to go outside, but the seasonal creek has decided to kick back into season, so it was loud.
Awesome.
Out there. Yeah. Sorry.
Well, I think I already showed mine, but I'll do it again. DeFiSexyLadies.com. Woohoo! It is now lit. Go follow. It's Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, and I believe Twitch. So yeah, and then on Twitter, all y'all know me as CZ Hexing. It's Chrissy Todd 71 at whatever.
Awesome.
At
You go.
For those of you who don't know, I work with the Crypto Sparkle team. We have rebranded their channel. They want to have all their German content on one channel and all their English content on another. So please, I just posted the YouTube. It's easy to find, ksb.tv on YouTube. Please go subscribe to the new channel so that they can start putting all German on the old channel.
Sweet. Lindsay.
Awesome. Thank you. I will be live tomorrow. Well, actually, I won't be. I'll be in the chat live tomorrow at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Vibra Finance CEO Adam and Hex Machina will be going over their fantastic things. I already covered that. But you can find me on Twitter at Lindsay the Hexkin or at Vibra Finance. I'm also on Instagram. You can find me on Amazon Music, Spotify, Apple Podcast, and there will be more to come from there. I'm also going to be joining and asking ladies to join me to do beta testing for a journal that mashes up skills and tools that we need to get us through bear markets personally and financially. So if you want to beta test for that, it's free. I just want your input. Thanks, CZ. I'm happy to have you on board. So just DM me and I'll get it out to you.
Love it. I want to say one more thing. I hope you guys, I see you in Spaces tomorrow for crypto and coffee as well. 8:00 a.m. Central Standard Time.
Central?
Yes. Okay. Central Standard Time. We're going to have Ebbet and Dory and Black Hexagon. So yeah, that's all I have to say. Love you guys. Thank you for having me on. Sammy, it's been amazing.
Look, I stream on this channel like 2 times. Like, I need one of those little wrench. I need the little wrench.
What the girl gonna do?
Wait, Sammy's frozen.
You can't post she's gonna have to get us out of here too. But
yeah.
You can't post the link I just noticed.
No, maybe
she's frozen. She can't get out. No, I'm just kidding. Captain will be like, boot.
Right.
No, Captain will boot us.
Exactly.
Captain will definitely boot us.
Like, down to the what do they call it when you have to go underneath the deck? Down below the deck, ladies.
And it's funny because I think that even if we all leave, they're still gonna get the screen, the background screen.
We're gonna stay here until you guys.
Unless Sammy comes and shuts us down.
Sammy told me this might happen, and I think it was planned. But she said if I end up getting like messed up on this, she goes, "Don't worry about it. RG will take care of it." I'm like, okay, because
RG's in the chat, so he'll do it for us.
Of course.
Like, hey, hello. That's all I can think of to type at that moment. You know, when somebody's like, say something in a microphone, they shove it in your face. They're like, say something. You're like, hello.
Hello.
I can never think of things. But I can't wait for you guys to come and join me again on stream some Friday night too. it's
Let's
like
do it,
so nice
Lindsay.
to have the ladies share the.
I love my Friday Zoom calls. That's just what I do in my head. Like I'm just talking to the girls. That's what I tell myself every time I come onto these things.
Absolutely. Sometimes I get so relaxed being just in conversation with you guys that I don't even know that there's chat going on. And then I feel like I'm like, oh gosh, if people are asking questions or want to interact, I want to know what you want to know from me. What do you want to see more? What do you want to hear more of? So like I have to be more active with that. Fashion Coder and I were like, we had made a pact, like, okay, pay more attention to chat. Like, but it's so hard because I feel like I'm on a Zoom call with you, and then I feel rude, like I'm texting somebody in front of you, you know?
I love Fashion Coder, and while we have these few minutes, Caitlin, if you guys are going to still do Hex and you're still going to do the college stuff, I'd like to talk about that again. And and
we're still coming to Utah before PulseCon, but I think that's when you guys are going to Mexico.
No.
Oh,
no,
I think so.
no. No, I want to eat the cake. There's no point in having cake and not eating it. I want my cake.
I know, but you know, Fashion Coder told us about that super cool event at the university that she's connected to, where they have that huge block party. So I'm coming for that block party, but I just don't know when you guys is tripping.
We'll figure this
like
out.
Right before PulseCon, like literally the weekend before PulseCon. It's the 4th.
Oh no, I'm around. No,
okay,
good. All good.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's like my plan now. I'm going up to this shit.
What in Sam? What in tarnation, as Grandpa would say?
I'm a cult guy.
Did I get my rent? Oh snap! I got my wrench. RG came through.
Draw.
I'm sorry. I don't know how to talk like them. I don't have a voice changer. I should be nicer, but I'm not.
Is anybody gonna kick us out of here?
He will. He will. They're probably running late on their end.
So tell me more about Coffee Talk. It starts at.
Okay, so it's crypto coffee in the morning chill space, and it's basically you can come in and just chill, have some coffee. Here he comes. RG's coming.
I got to listen to you guys when I was mowing my lawn.
Okay, so like, I thought the captain was coming. I had like 2 seconds, but with that being said, you come in, you just hang out. I have a guest every Saturday, and then we're on there until it's called Security Saturdays with John McCoy. He's amazing. If you don't know who he is, I think you've seen him in my space.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If not, he's just very smart. So we just kind of go into that, and then I rug the room, and everybody goes to his room. But tomorrow, oh, by the way, Black Hexagon, Abit's coming in at 9 a.m. my time. So you can come in at that time too to give you an hour to sleep, because I can hold the room and just like, kind of promote you guys, because I know that's early. So
yeah, I'm on the West Coast.
Yeah.
Bit Finesse got me dancing to this song in my head.
Hold on, I see Get Out. Get Out.
Oh my gosh,
Captain.
Lionel. Yes.
Oh, it's hilarious. This is Get Out, Captain. This is Lady.